What's up, everyone? It's Drew again, back here at VCS 2017 at the IM3 booth, joined by Dr. Brandow, a plastic surgeon from Philadelphia. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. How's the show going so far?
It's great. There's a lot of things that you learn, all the new techniques, and I think more importantly for me, it's to make sure that I know that I'm current with everything that's going on. And
The validation.
I've been out there for 25 years, exclusively doing cosmetic surgery, and always little pearls that you pick up here. But it's a really great meeting. A lot of great people.
How important is continuing your education to you and just your specialty and being a better plastic surgeon?
I think there are two aspects to it. One is that the surgical side continues to evolve. However, the non-surgical side is something that's picking up quickly, and there's a lot of innovations in some of the technology that's out there.
Sure.
And it's interesting to see what's happening and exciting for me because I can incorporate some of those things into my practice. And
any favorite sessions that you've attended so far here?
Particularly enjoyed some of the sessions on liposuction and buttock augmentation.
Okay, like Brazilian butt lift stuff?
Brazilian butt lift, because
Great.
For me, I was actually there right in the beginning.
Okay.
I trained in Rio de Janeiro with,
You're kidding me.
in plastic surgery.
Nice.
The most famous person in the world, his name is Ivo Pitangui. He just died, unfortunately, this year.
He's a plastic surgeon?
He's a plastic surgeon, and he was the father of cosmetic surgery, the father of body contouring.
So that I always wonder why plastic surgery was so big in Brazil. Is it because it originated there? A lot of the innovation came from there?
I think, yes, and I think Pitangui, he was really the father of it.
Gotcha.
He was one of the original people doing it back in the 60s and the 70s.
Wow.
In our clinic, Pitangui's clinic, we had 4 ORs going
So you were
every day.
were with him?
For 3 years.
You're kidding me.
I
So that was like your fellowship or residency with him?
It was a residency. It's a little hybrid from the typical United States training because in the U.S. at the time, this was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the U.S. at the time, you would do a general plastic surgery residency, but only 10% would be cosmetic surgery.
Right.
So that's all that I wanted to do, and I sought out the Michelangelo of cosmetic surgery, which was Pitangui.
Yeah.
And actually, I saw him on the cover of Life magazine, and I read an article about him.
Yeah.
He was a artist and Renaissance man. I said, that's the guy I want to train with. And so I left general surgery in this country and went down and trained with him for 3 years. And then I came back and did a cosmetic surgery fellowship.
Great.
And started doing cosmetic surgery exclusively. And I have been doing that for 25 years.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I like that strategy. Yeah. Great. Well, let's transition here. I'm going to ask you a few more personal questions about yourself so we can learn a little bit more about you.
Okay.
Are you a sports fan?
Yes.
So
I'm a
diehard Phillies or Philadelphia
sports? Or do I play sports? No. Sports fans. I like the Eagles.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all the sports that I really...
football is your sport then to watch?
Yeah, I usually watch football.
Okay, cool.
But I mostly play tennis.
Oh, really?
So I operate and I play tennis. I've been I played on the junior circuit when I was younger. I played McEnroe twice. And,
wow.
And I played number 1 in college. I was a teaching pro for a long time.
Where did you go to college?
Went to Colgate.
So you played tennis at Colgate?
I played tennis at Colgate, and that was really tough. That was pretty much the only way that I got in there. I wasn't really a very good student. I had dyslexia. Unfortunately, my son, not unfortunately, but my son has dyslexia also.
Okay.
And there were a lot of roadblocks for me as I went along because
Learning-wise?
Learning-wise. I had a very high IQ, but unfortunately was not really that good academically.
How did you help? How did you get over that? Was that something that you had to learn how to learn things on your own type thing?
Back then, not that I'm that old, but, at the time when I was in school, you just couldn't, they didn't know that much about it.
Right,
My son went to a specialized school just for dyslexics, so he did really well. But the way I got into Colgate was because they needed they need somebody to play tennis. I played ice hockey also. But
you're kidding me.
Yeah.
Nice.
But now I play tennis, and I play 3 or 4 days a week. It keeps me in shape. I do a lot of big body surgeries.
Nice.
4 or 5 hour surgeries that require you to be in good shape.
Stamina,
and,
I'd imagine, too.
Yeah, you need your stamina. And so, 2 years ago, I won the grass court championships at in Philadelphia, which was a pretty good one because
it's funny.
Not as young as some of the young ones, but I'm still playing really well.
Now, was that age group? Were you playing in an age group? Or?
It was no. It wasn't an age group, but it was really hot, and it was in July, and I think nobody showed up.
Hot and humid.
And that's nobody showed up. Nobody wanted to play in that weather.
Give yourself
and
some
I
credit.
just
You won fair and square.
No, I got a big trophy. That was the.
Right on.
I was really happy about
Cool.
that one.
Why did you get into cosmetic surgery?
My father was a surgeon, grandfather, great grandfather, and my father wanted me to do ear, nose, and throat surgery. And back in the 70s, you could go to the OR when you were in high school. And so I would go to the OR, and one of my best friend's fathers was a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
So I would go between my father's room and then his room. And when I was in
spectate?
Yep. When I was in 8th grade, I said, Dad, I really don't want to look in people's ears or down their throats. I want to be a plastic surgeon. And I've wanted to do that from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I was an artist when I was in high school because that was the only thing that I could do to help myself survive in a very tough academic time. I went to a really good school.
Yeah.
And I went to the art room, and I was in the art room pretty much 2-3 hours a day, every single day. That part of my brain was training.
Yeah.
And academically, it was very trying for me. And so when I finished high school, which was tough, then I went to Colgate. And it was very tough for me to compete because I just, I couldn't score very well in the exam. So I went to a foreign medical school in Grenada. And I remember there, they had you write down the first day what you wanted to do. And I said from the first day I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. And when I finished, I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. And I worked hard to get into programs that were, would look at the person rather than just academically.
Yeah.
And that's how I went into general surgery, and then I pursued this residency in Brazil in plastic surgery. I did that. And now I'm back in my studio. My office is my studio.
Nice.
And that's where I sculpt, and I still do sculpting.
I have to say, that's a beautiful story. I really admire your resilience and your courage in the face of adversity for you with dyslexia and having to, people telling you couldn't do this and just because the test wasn't great enough, and you still made that happen. It says a lot about you.
Thanks. That was really tough.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned when I was younger is that when you get a wall like this and you hit that wall, you have to be strong enough to back up, to go here, find another way out, and find another way to do it, because I knew in my heart that that's what I was going to do.
And you made it. You made it happen.
Yeah.
Great. That's beautiful. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. It was nice to get to know you. Thanks for sharing your story, and have a good rest of your meeting.
Thanks, Drew.
You're welcome.